Now that we've learned the basics of footwork and kicking, we're going to move on to angles. A lot of coaches say, how do I teach my goalkeeper angles? What's the easiest way to do this? So what I found is the easiest way is go to your local hardware store and buy a nice 100-foot piece of rope. I actually bought this one for $8 and little carabiners for $2. Then what you do is you hook it onto your cage and stretch it out to the top of your circle. What this does is it creates a visual for your goalkeeper to see what angle she really is on. So, a lot of goalkeepers, when they first start out, stand back on their line because they're not sure where else to stand. So when you stand back on your line, you have a whole lot of goal to cover. I still have another 6 inches before I cover the whole goal. Same thing happens when I try to go the other side. I still have a little bit of space to cover. So, like I said, what this angle does is it shows my keeper, if I step up out of my goal, I now have less space to cover. And I'm covered straight through. I go to my left side, and I'm covered straight through. So, some kids think, okay, well maybe it's okay if I move up further. Well, when I move up closer, I lose reaction speed. So yeah, it's pretty cool that now it's only a half step away from me, but now I don't have as much time to react. So what I like to do is I like to tell my keepers to settle in between 2.5 to 3 yards off their line. Right about here. From here, it's a nice easy stretch to my right and also to my left. It also gives me ample reaction time from the top of the circle. Okay, so now let's see this guy in action. So what we do now is we scatter balls throughout the circle, different angles and different distances from the cage. Cool thing about the rope is you could walk around with it and you could also tighten it up to reflect the closer angle. So, good drill to do is to get your goalkeepers in line with all of these different balls. First one, I get set here, onto my right and covered, onto my left and covered. So now what? Now I'm going to move to the next ball along the circle. I want to get on angle to this next ball. So what I do is I move and I get on what I think is my angle. I then have Stu walk the rope to that angle and tighten the rope up around the ball. Now what it looks like I'm on my angle. I can come here, I have it covered. I can come here and I have it covered. The next ball just moves me slightly around the outside of the circle. Now it's a little bit further back. So now I want to be here on my angle. So I have it covered here and I have it covered here. Another ball on this left side takes me down lower. From here, it's safe to say you could almost stand on your post and be okay with it. So now all I really have to do is cover out to my right side. I have this side covered. I clear it out to my right, no problem.